Nicola Sturgeon has been attacked by a radio host who claimed power has gone to her head before he hit out at the SNP's demands. Talk radio host Mike Graham joined Dan Wooten on his radio show and took aim at Nicola Sturgeon for becoming power-mad in her leadership during the coronavirus pandemic. He also claimed the SNP were wasting a fortune of taxpayer money. He claimed the SNP had been mismanaging money prior to coronavirus and mocked Westminster SNP leader Ian Blackford for continuously asking Boris Johnson for more cash. He concluded the Prime Minister should have absolute control on the coronavirus response plan instead of the leaders of the devolved nations. Mr. Graham said, "Up in Scotland, there is this narrative that the SNP is winning over hearts and minds and everyone wants to be independent now. I think the big mistake that we made in the UK was allowing Scotland to have its own coronavirus policy. It looks its own country now. It looks like it is being governed by somebody else other than Boris Johnson. When Boris Johnson speaks, it looks like he only speaks for England." Mr. Wooten agreed and noted the important contributions the UK government is making financially to Scotland in the fight against coronavirus. Mr. Graham also attacked Mr. Blackford for repeatedly demanding more money when speaking to Boris Johnson. Mr. Graham said, "Every time Ian Blackford pops up on Prime Minister's questions, all he seems to do is ask for more money. He keeps talking about how they have been neglected north of the border. But Scotland has been given billions of pounds by us and they have been able to do with it what they want. They have also got a ludicrous amount of civil servants that, I believe, power the Scottish Parliament. They had to build another building to house them all. They waste absolute fortunes of our money. Yet here we are, looking north and going, isn't she really clever and really good? Well, she is not." He closed by saying, "I used to know Nicola Sturgeon very woman and she was a fine woman back in those days. Power seems to have gone to her head and she seems to have gone a bit mad since.